To see a unit's stats in-game, select a unit and left-click the question mark icon. A window will appear that details the unit's stats. Health points, represented by a cross, is the amount of damage your unit can take before it is destroyed. Every unit has 3 categories of attack strength. Attack strength versus infantry, represented by a target with a soldier in it. Attack strength versus armor, represented by a target with a tank in it. And attack strength versus air, represented by a target with a fighter jet in it. The number next to each indicates that unit's attack power against that type of unit. The next stat is collateral damage, represented by the explosion icon. This tells you how much damage that unit causes to the surrounding area when it attacks. Fuel, represented by the gas can, shows how much fuel a vehicle can hold. If a unit runs out of fuel, it cannot move until it resupplies. Infantry do not need fuel to move. Defense, represented by the shield icon, shows how much attack power that unit can withstand before taking damage. Attack range, represented by the target icon, shows how many hexes that unit can fire to attack an enemy. Sight range, represented by the binoculars, shows how many hexes that unit can see through the fog of war. Movement, represented by the tire icon, shows how many hexes the selected unit can travel in one turn. Movement costs fuel. When you are finished, click anywhere on screen to return to your game.
Following a disputed election and a tie vote, the U.S. Congress installs the most unpopular president in U.S. history as David Jefferson Adams becomes the 44th President of the United States. Shortly after the election, increased unrest, rioting, and a growing number of militias have given rise to ever-increasing domestic terrorism. In response, the President invokes the Homeland Security Act and declares martial law on the West Coast and other areas of the country. Though highly contested, a Supreme Court ruling sidesteps the electoral process, disqualifying popular presidential candidates from several states. Public outrage explodes when a sham election leads to incumbent David Adams accepting a second term in office. During the 57th Inauguration Day ceremonies, Washington, D.C. is struck by a low-yield nuclear weapon, killing David Adams and most of the U.S. Congress. The destruction of Washington, D.C. effectively breaks the chain of succession, sending the nation into chaos. In an emergency vote, the European Union deploys peacekeepers in the greater D.C. area to secure international interests. With separatist sentiment rising, California's governor declares home rule and secedes from the Union. Texas follows quickly and declares sovereignty, taking neighboring states with them and forming the Republic of Texas. Now, the once United States of America lie in ruin. The time for words has passed, and a second American Civil War now erupts as 7 factions wage war across the land. They battle one another to reclaim a nation, to restore peace, to rebuild this shattered